The Joji Extravaganza, an hour and 6-minute long live stream virtual concert, made in quarantine to promote Joji's newest album, Nectar. I first saw it on New Year's Eve 2020.
I remember seeing this trailer when it was first posted on his channel, and I thought it was a fun concept. I didn't see it live because even though I was a big enjoyer of some of his songs, I was not as much into them as I am now. By the way, I've always liked how Joji starts to laugh before they cut. Intentional or not, it elevates the trailer for me.
But I saw it on New Year's Eve 3 years ago and I've loved it since, so I'd like to talk about it now.
There have been many virtual concerts or concert recordings released as an entertainment event, whether before like Stop Making Sense or after like the Eras tour, but this was and still is one of a kind. It's primarily focused on the music as any concert should be, but it's filled with sketches, games, music videos, and an overall extravagant aesthetic. And the aesthetic works really well with there being a new gimmick for most songs, like how he's running on a treadmill for run, cooking a meal for your man, and dancing around as a horse for attention.
Also, this has always been my favorite visual from the Extravaganza. I just love it.
It's strange, but it's also somber, like the horse costume is not the important part of the performance despite how funny it is. I mean, look at this photo. It's beautiful.
Also, there's a wrestling ring, a tattoo parlor, a dunk tank. There's so much going on.
But there's more to it than just this. There's also a lot of songs performed with only Joji singing and no real trick, just the performance. These are great for two main reasons. The first, Joji has a beautiful voice. Hearing him sing live is so great. His voice has improved a lot over the years, so it's nice to hear older songs with updated vocals, or current songs with a more realistic twist, and the lack of harmonies among themselves makes him sound more low-key and natural. The second reason, the live band elevates the music in the show from being more than Joji to a whole new thing. Gator Maid alone would have been good enough. They play so beautifully throughout the show, and they have the added bonus of being a scarecrow. But the whole live band completely reinvents the tone of several songs.
The quality of the live band versions of these songs compared to the originals varies. Not all are better than the originals. Some are on par with the originals, maybe even a little better. But there's only one that I definitively like more than the original. The Extravaganza cover for I Don't Want to Waste My Time.
I had never heard the original before this, but this version is absolutely fantastic. The drums and guitar provide the song with a funkier style, more of a jazz twist, and coupling that with the piano sounds great. The Extravaganza's tracklist is wonderful, and I would love to see it get an official release at some time. But don't let Joji take all the credit. The team behind the Extravaganza deserve much recognition.
Considering the constraints of what the team had to work under due to the coronavirus, it's very impressive what they ended up making.
The Extravaganza has a very specific look that's all over the place, but is still perfectly explored. It's darkly lit, everything's on a sound stage, there's a giant screen behind Joji when he sings, and it's all very theatrical with curtains draped all over and spotlights on points of interest. The team behind the Extravaganza deserve a lot of praise. And it wouldn't be the Extravaganza without its moments of extravagance. In the Extravaganza, you have no idea what's gonna happen. You think to yourself, oh, it's like a circus thing, there's gonna be lions or whatever, and then two guys get in a wrestling match and aliens provide food. These aliens are everywhere, in fact, adding to Nectar's space theme, which I spoke a lot about in my not very good but still hour-long Nectar video. These aliens appear at many moments and their existence is not rivaled. It simply is, just like the ice sculpture and the photo shoot, and the Extravaganza talent show that has only 2 contestants.
The Extravaganza is all over the place, and that's where a lot of the enjoyment of it comes from me. It feels like a Joji experience directed by Joji.
If Joji made a movie, it would use stock music in the opening, and guests it couldn't afford, and opera singers. A Joji concert should feature him speaking to no audience, juggling, and hyping up a scarecrow in the place of Gator Maid.
No matter what happens, there's always a cherished sense of sincerity in the Extravaganza, and I've always admired it.
The Joji Extravaganza is amazing. It has beautiful music, a strange style, and is unequivocally extravagant. One of my favorite pieces of media created. And because it's a difficult question,
I like to consider this my favorite film, even though I have 6 favorite films including this, Sonic the Hedgehog, and The Prom.
I like this one so much because I have such a great history with it. It does everything it wants to do perfectly, and it's more special to me than others. The Extravaganza is amazing, and my favorite film.